The Aussie NFL Fantasy Show would like to acknowledge the traditional land owners and the leaders past, present and emerging of Ngunnawal, Ngambri and Darawal countries where we are working from today. This always was, and always will be, Aboriginal land.
In a world of uncertainty,
Rivers jizzing in his pants, and then you bring up your wife in the next sentence. Like, I know where we're going. What is going on?
there is only one place you can turn for fair dinkum advice.
One word, unbelievable. 2 words, holy shit. 3 words, oh my god.
A place where the undeniably American
It sounds so weird in like an Australian accent.
meets the undeniably Aussie.
Hey, let's stop the foreskinning for some absolutely wonderful segments later.
Where the analysis is solid
I, for one, was not one of those haters, as I picked a Rams victory.
Look, I think he can get over 150 yards in this game, easily.
Kick his ass, Taylor Bass.
and everything else is out to kill you.
There's going to be shrinking nutsacks all over the place.
Welcome to the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show. In the beginning there was nothing, a featureless void. From the formless primordial state, a legend was born when forces combined to create a solid object of significant value. As planets were formed and Earth itself was shaped, the object lay awaiting its destiny. Seas rise and fall, mountains emerge, and upon the highest mountain, an intrepid adventurer happens upon the object. A worthy prize for ascending this to the tallest of peaks. This object has been documented to be held by many of the great dynasties of mankind, from the Persians to the Hans, the Mongols and the Ottomans, lives lost defending it from those who seek to possess it. Now it is in the trust of 3 wise men, who also reach such pinnacles, to be held by he who imparts the most astute knowledge upon fellow mankind. The winner of the annual Aussie NFL Fantasy Show Starts of the Week.
Yeah, I swear that the shape of the trophy is a little bit sus.
It's a little
It's a
bit
bit-
phallic, isn't it?
It's a bit sus,
A
yeah.
little bit phallic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'll have some serious questions if I invite people over, and that's sitting on my wardrobe.
Yeah. God damn, that's sitting in that room and then everyone's like, whoa, pause, whoa.
Just watch where you sit, I guess, is the thing when you
Yeah,
go around to Taylor's
basically,
place,
yeah.
mate. There's all sorts of pointy objects sitting around, and there's a great chance you're going to be sitting on a football-headed Statue of Liberty. Of course, it does say property of Taylor on that trophy. We've got the Harbour Bridge screen up because Manjot's so amused that in the background between him and Taylor is a Canberra icon at the Telstra Tower, and it cannot appear in the same screen as Sydney Harbour Bridge. 1, because it's on top of a mountain, and 2, the Harbour Bridge is 3 hours drive away, so, and an expanse of water beneath the bridge. So it's very amusing to Manjot. So.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know why. The geographical features just don't match up, and it's just so funny to me.
Mate, I did my best.
I don't know.
That basically fits our podcast.
Once I sort of worked out, there's probably not as many recognisable Canberra things if you're not from Australia. That I kind of went, well, let's go get the most Australian thing I can find. And it was just a real devil to try and get the Telstra Tower out of it. So that's it. It stands. That's my public defence of that. Hey, last week was a heck of a start to the season for starts of the week. I'm going to bring this up mainly because, well, I imagine people have seen it on the social media, but there's no better place to go through this part of the process too and say, well, what's what here? And we got some scores from last time starts of the week. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Already.
I'm going to try and careful with me sharing stuff. Here we go. Aha! Can you see?
Not yet.
Nope.
No.
Near share screen.
It's just
Whose
one of those
idea was
days.
it to make me the producer? Whose fucking idea?
I don't know. You started the
Share.
podcast, didn't you?
Here we go.
Oh god, I wanna.
Ah, shit.
Aha! Is that nice and large and easy to see now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Manjot crushed it, scoring almost 50, which is a good score. Nothing wrong with that.
49ers.
an average of 12 points per player. But problem is, there's really, you can talk us through it here, man. There's one guy who's got a little designation of having a boo boo.
Looks like he needs Dr. Goodcall.
Yeah, Elijah Mitchell. Man, I think Dr. Goodcall could fix that sprained MCL. Very sad to see my boy Elijah go down like that. He almost got us the win. If you guys are going to see later, I'm not going to spoil the results for this if you guys haven't seen it yet. But we were this close to winning. We were so close. It's just, we were on the verge of greatness. We were this close. That was the term I was going to use. It's just so sad to see. I'm so sorry, Elijah. It just, man, I wish you could have played more. Yeah.
We know Talor likes this lineup because almost all of it was in his Dr. Good Call segment from last week too. And I've made that joke probably 4 times already because that's how you know you've been hanging out with someone from my family. We drive jokes into the ground. That's our trademark. That's our brand. Yeah, I think the thing I like the most about the graphic here too is the really retro font for the score. It just takes me back. This is what Nintendos were like when I was a kid and I got the first ever Game Boy.
Days. Tecmo Super Bowl days. Let's go.
I'm just so in love with that graphic with the font for that. But mate, I got to give you a bit of kudos because the team is really solid, and if it's not for Elijah Mitchell having to leave early, you probably win.
Yeah, I think I actually had the only team with like 7+ points at tight end, 15+ at wide receiver, and 20+ at QB. I think I was the only team to have that. And then RB is just the injury cruelty in the end. It was just too much. If Jameis just started quicker, or Brandon Cooks had a better ending to his game, or Tyler Higbee just played more, Stafford just played better, then all those things could have helped. But Elijah Mitchell, definitely, that injury just ended me. It was just so sad to see. And I had to wait around because all my guys were finished by 6 a.m. Monday. So I had to wait around the whole week.
Higbee had 11 targets in that first game. He actually was so involved.
Yeah, he was actually pretty good. It's just they didn't get down the field to get those touchdowns. That would have given some juicy add-ons to him. Yeah, some big add-ons there.
I don't know. That's the Bills too saying, we're happy to give you the middle of the field.
Yep.
We're just happy to play over the top and just give you the middle. Take 5 yards to Higbee.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's a nice call. This is where you get fantasy points from. And I mean, how many targets can you get before you get one near an end zone? Like, it's probably a bit bad luck there too. But to score 49.86, I've thrown on the pick that you started with the 101. It did mean that you were stacking every second round. Let's move on to the next most handsome guy in the room who I got to pick from 3 because I pretty much ruled myself out of the first pick scenario by giving you guys the ADP game. And one thing I have not learned is not to trust Matt fucking Ryan unless you're talking about the one who's MAT Ryan, who was the Socceroos goalkeeper for 15 seasons. Wrong Matt Ryan. They're about the same age, I reckon. That one... Yeah, mate, he looks like a guy who used to be more plump and healthy who's just been drained from having shitty undies all the time. And I think he did the same there.
Pause. How long is Matt Ryan's neck in that photo? Yeah. Is he competing with Davis Mills here?
Yeah.
Is
or
he
Jordan
going,
Silk.
Is he going for the freaking neck title?
Mate, I don't know if you know this, man, but Matt Ryan is actually Davis Mills' dad. So there you go. That's how long he's been in the league. Yeah. Damian Pierce clearly having a bit of a disappointing day out, which is, fair enough. This is where the precursor for, is ETN going to have a tough day against the Colts defense comes from when a guy was that electric in preseason just kind of runs up against the wall. Michael Thomas saved everything for my team by just being a legendary, and he will never be available for this segment ever again. Yeah. Will he? Can you ever imagine a time he's going to be outside the top 20 all year now?
No. You're
Probably
right
not.
on him.
Just because
I think Matty was right on him.
I've been right about 2 things, only 2. They are Saquon Barkley and Michael Thomas, and that's it so far.
And Brandon Cooks. Oh,
Brandon Cooks.
Brandon
Cooks.
Give you
all right, so that's my season over. It's not going to get better than that. I've already hit my peak, and
2
I've been
points.
Told that if I'm going to hit my peak, I should do it in my room. You need to move to the big screen, though. This is the guy I picked in the middle. Never had a back-to-back pick.
Look at this guy.
What a
Just-
trophy, by the way. And he
God
does it
damn
with
it.
only 14 points. He has the worst starting quarterback. Well, it was about as bad as Matt Ryan, but I mean, at least he's got silky, beautiful hair. He looks like sunshine from Remember the Titans.
Sunshine. It was definitely my boy AJ Dillon getting it done, just jamming it right down Matty's throat. All that hate of AJ Dillon in the preseason, so pretty happy with that. I've talked up Christian Kirk, stacked that bitch up with Trevor, and I just really thought that Kirk was going to be a target monster this year, and after week one, I was proven correct. And then tight end was just a steaming pile of dog shit again. We'll go back to the well on dog shit, and we'll add that to the tight end position because, to be honest, everyone else I was looking at outside of Gerald Everett in my list of 4 were terrible anyway. So actually, some of them were worse and got zeros. So 1.7 might have actually saved me.
All right. So actually, Talor wins the segment really only with 3 players.
Yeah, exactly.
So imagine if you actually started someone at tight end. Imagine if Manjot didn't have someone hurt.
I thought
The
I picked
crazy
Kelsey.
thing is how
I
close
picked
that
Kelsey,
was.
didn't I?
Yeah. He picked
It
Jason
was,
Kelsey.
yeah, it was actually
I may
really
as well add.
close. Yeah, that was one of the closest starts of the week, I reckon.
Very.
With
Yeah,
the
ever.
like 4 points between first and third. I'm so sad. Just Elijah,
close.
if he just had like the second half, if he just played a full game, we would have won easily.
If you
I
get
didn't even
last,
realize-
you want to lose by a mile.
Yeah,
It's tantalizing to have it just out of reach.
Yeah.
yeah. It's just that trophy just got to go to Wollongong now. It's
You
gotta
want
come
4
back.
zeros.
Yeah,
Basically, if you lose.
yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna miss because you took big swings. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So here's your scoreboard. Our tiebreaker system here is going to be that every time you get a 3, you win the week. We're just going to put a little digit next to you for every week after now. We'll just put a little 1 next to the image just to remind us how many weeks each of us have won. But the point tally is going to be our first point of call. So Talor starts with the big old 3.
Yep.
Matty C in the middle, and Manjot in the arsehole end. So how about that?
Yeah.
Sounds good. And
So-
so I picked the draft order because I won last week.
That's what we've agreed. So
Just to say something, Taylor will be at least assured of being tied first place in this system at the end of this week. So, Taylor, there is less stakes on you here.
Thank you. I feel great.
it's like having a 1.5 game lead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cannot lose. Can only
it's kind of
tie.
like being the Seahawks in the NFC West at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was saying to Manjot, this is a little bit mean. How the Seahawks on Monday Night Football doubled their lead in the NFC because without playing a game at 0-0, my brother pointed this out to me, and he's such a clever kid. He points it out to me that even without playing, they led the division.
Yeah.
Just as we all called it.
I also laughed that no team in the AFC South won a game, even though 2 of them played each other.
I pointed that one out to my brother, and he was equally as amazed by our intellect as I was with his.
Man, the Connor household has got radiating with brilliance. There we go.
We're all bringing a positive energy, even though all 3 of our teams lost. It was great.
Yeah, turns out we really suck at fantasy football. It's amazing that we've got jobs in this industry.
Yeah. So what's the draft order?
All right, Tay, put us
I
out
was
of
talking
misery.
about real football, mate. But anyway, I
Yeah.
actually won.
Yeah.
Talor won. He's got the 3 points on the leaderboard. I'm happy with that. It's not how I would have preferred it, but I think he deserves it. He had 3 really, really strong players, and he managed to mail in the 4th, and it didn't even matter. So, if you're going to win with 3 players, give him the goal.
Let's be honest, decent chance I'll mail in tight end again. And so I've gone with Manjot first again, but I'm changing it up with Matty second, and I'm gonna go from the turn at 3.
Oh.
Taylor's been going at the back turn in almost every draft in the world. So this will be interesting to see if it translates for him here.
I'm interested to see what Manjot's analysis on his players is this week. See if he goes away from Dr. Kukor.
Yeah. I think I might have to.
Yes.
I think I might have. So it's outside the top 20 in ADP according to Fantasy Pros just to be certain.
It was before the season started, so
Before the
that screenshot I took of Fantasy Pros.
Yeah.
So yeah, have a look down week
Up
2
until
now, and
week
if they're
4.
outside the top 20, they're probably eligible for this. You're really trying to just offer people help of,
Yep.
I've got a decision. You know, who should I be confident in? That's really what we're aiming at. I think there was a real decision last week for people to go to even plus Michael Thomas. Well, now that will never be a decision again,
Last
right?
week I just wanted the guys to around 21 to 25 just to like win, and that almost worked. So
until it didn't.
Until it didn't. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, this one's a tough one. This is a tough one.
Well, which position do you go? That's the question.
I'm going running back first again. I just feel like, well,
again, you took Jameis first last week.
Oh yeah, I took Jameis first.
Famous Jameis, Dr. Good call.
Yeah, famous Jameis. I took him first.
I had the third pick and I took the first running back. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah,
because I had to get Trevor Lawrence, get him in front of the Jags fan.
Yeah. That was wise.
Yeah, actually,
left me with Matt Ryan.
I love Manjot's on the spot looking.
Yeah, I'm just like thinking. I'm thinking, and I think I'm just.
He's got the world at his feet. Well, I mean,
wait,
outside the.
Am I allowed to choose the same players again? By the way,
are they outside the?
Yeah, outside. Because I just really want to choose Jameis again. I just love that guy.
Yeah, that's rank outside of 15 at quarterback, and you think that's something where someone would have a decision to make? Yeah.
Well, I've got a same player from last week written down, like not the top or anything, but like you definitely can.
All right, I'm going Jameis then. Fuck it.
Yep,
like I know I'm here to win, and Jameis eats that W like that, just like that.
Straight
That's
up.
the W pastry he eats, and honestly, I think he's a good addition to the pastry performance this week. He absolutely deserves it. Yes, pastry performance does translate to starts of the week as well. So we're gonna
naming our teams now.
Yeah, we're allowed to, aren't we? So I'm going to be the first one to do it. So pastry performance, you guys, we were going to get Jameis. Jameis gets in again. So I'm going to just choose him because he just played well last week. I think he's just a popular waiver wire pickup this week, especially if you're a guy who lost Dak Prescott. Pick up Jameis as soon as possible. He's probably gone by the time you're listening to this. So Jameis, you're a good waiver wire pickup this week, and that's why I'm recommending from me to everyone else, Jameis is the guy to pick up if he isn't gone already.
His Instagram handle is Jabu Wins. So there you go. Hopefully it wins for you then. It's, mate, I had two players in the same game multi for who I'm looking at in my position here. I think easily now the best thing to do is to sew up my quarterback just so I don't leave Talor with Goff playing the Commanders.
Oh.
He's going to be the first player in my Canterbury Crusaders team, just so Talor can't hate them. And you'll have to cheer for them this week. The Canterbury Crusaders quarterback this week and starts the week, Jared Goff. Because, you know, either of those quarterbacks in that game is a slam dunk for me. Their defense is horrible. Horrible.
Interesting.
Now
I had two different stack combinations. Obviously, that takes one way, but there's something about the guy that I was going to stack with him that I kind of still want to take.
Hawkinson.
Obviously, I don't have to take my quarterback now. Interesting. All right.
You can wait till the fourth round and take your quarterback like I did last week.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just trying to work out. I've got some lists of people, like some guys I really like, but then they're in positions where I kind of like multiple people that I feel like I can wait on. Just having a look.
Just pull the trigger already. Come on, you big pussy.
No. I'm just gonna let you guys sit there and tilt.
Yeah, I mean that's what I do all the time. Yeah,
I am gonna go
Taylor's
with
Carlton Blues team that everyone hates.
I'm gonna go with a player.
Okay. So...
Andy Player. Got it. Okay, moving on. Who's second?
Has a name.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's not a coach then. Damn it.
No, that's it. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna stack. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna stack this week.
Oh,
Sorry, guys. I know it's what everyone expects out of me. I'm gonna take Amon-Ra St. Brown up against the Commanders. I really liked his target share last week. I think he's clearly showing he's the number one receiver there, especially at the moment. So I think against that Commanders team, I think he's going to play very, very well. I had some other guys on my list. Obviously, the but I won't talk too much. You guys are going to take your wide receivers. Interesting one now. Because that takes away him. I'm actually just going to go with...
It's so scientific, Tay. Look at you go. It's a fucking...
I'm kind of thinking because it's weird that you guys took your quarterbacks because then through that, I was definitely probably going to take my quarterback first. And then I've got running back. I've kind of got three that I'm really fine with, any of the three. Exactly. And then there's one there that I do like, but then I'm like, I don't really want the quarterback and the running back from the same team. And yeah, it's all
stack that bitch up, Tay.
Yeah, not stacking that way. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and take a player. Now, I'm actually going to go tight end. I'm going to take Gerald Everett.
Yeah. Gerald Everett is a second-round pick in any sport whatsoever. This is a fucking monumental day. That guy's star has never been so bright.
He's definitely the top of my list for tight end. I had a couple others on the list, but I just think in that offense, I think that's going to be an absolute shootout against the Chiefs. So I just think he's enormous opportunity. Keenan Allen doesn't look like he's going to play. So I think he's a huge opportunity for touchdown. So I'm just going to try and take a tight and then actually scores more than 1.7.
What world are we living in, Manjot, where Taylor has to take Gerald Everett off us in the second round?
That's the world we live in outside the top 15 tight ends.
Fuck me.
Yeah, fuck tight end.
Oh God, I feel drunk after this. That's wow. I wasn't expecting that. All right, and I'm in the same position. There's a couple of running backs who I feel really good about. And some of them aren't even like the main dog on their team. Maybe that means I should stick with the wide receiver and come back to it. Yeah, I get another bite at what running back before Tay does, don't I? Yeah. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm going to go my wide receiver. And this is just the dumbest thing in the world that it feels okay just to go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take Julio Jones.
Yeah, I find that interesting. I've seen people drop him too in onto waivers in some leagues. I'm like,
yeah, because he was horrible.
No Chris Godwin. Like they're gonna need to throw to someone. Can't be all Mike Evans.
And I mean, I know the Saints defense isn't a joke. They're fine. They're a good defense. But Mike Evans is just going to take up so much of that.
But not with Lattimore on him. Might actually have to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it stops Tom trying to throw it to him. And that's where, so the ball's got to go somewhere else. Was it going to go to Cameron fucking Brait?
Mm.
I'm taking Julio and moving on to Manjot.
Oh, yeah, Julio. That's a decent pick. Now, I'm actually with tight ends. There is a guy I'm actually thinking of.
I know what you're going to do here.
Oh, no.
He's listed as a tight end.
Yeah, I know. He's third on my list.
Yeah, Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Is he allowed?
He's 100%
tight end.
Look, I'm going to go with an interest just because fuck tight end. All right. Tight end is the worst position in fantasy football ever. And honestly, I think a Jameis Taysom stack. That's just it rhymes with wholesome. Jameis Taysom rhymes with wholesome. So I'm going with that stack.
This is the epitome of this segment. I'm taking a tight end in the second round. He's got a safe stack of Jameis and Taysom.
Yeah, but he leads the Saints in rushing yards. That is something insane. And honestly, if he's listed at tight end, he can be my tight end too, right? And you guys are not objecting.
I've heard a lot of talk about it on podcasts and stuff this week, and because it's a very much like a bridge dividing people on it. Like some people are like that's never going to happen again, and he's basically going to only get 5 opportunities. And if you're in tight end, you'd probably rather 5 opportunities in terms of targets than 5 opportunities on the ground. But then the problem is like outside of that 50 odd yard run he had, all this stuff was in the red zone. So if they're going to use him in the red zone a lot, he's actually like I would probably take that at tight end, like 3 to 4 opportunities in the red zone, like, and they're always going to use him in gimmick plays. Like basically every time he ends up on the field, he's probably touching it. So I've got absolutely no issue.
Same, 100%.
I'm just rolling the dice here because
I took him in a league where I've gotten I literally played Njoku, I think, on the weekend and got the 1.7. Like I've literally had like Njoku and a Smith in that league. Like so, I was just like, I'm just gonna take a shot at anyone.
Yeah, I had Dawson Knox and George Kittle this week against you, Taylor. So yeah, that was a 1.5 combined.
And that's meant to be like 2 of the better ones. Obviously, Kittle was injured, so it doesn't count. But that's unbelievable. That's such a bad position.
It's just so.
Gee. And 9 days ago, you had felt bulletproof.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, having those 2.
Wow. All right. So we had 2 tight ends going round 2, which is just fucking flabbergasting. But all right, man, you've got the
Don't
turn.
have to take yours to the last round.
And one of them is not even a freaking tight end, technically. So, yeah.
Fucking what's going on?
Yeah, the other one. Now, I'm going to take a fly on this guy because he had an awesome week 1. I'm going to call Daryl Patterson.
Ooh, I like it.
I just love him. He's another guy and that I just love. And I just don't know. It's just something just stuck out about his performance in week 1 against that Saints defense, who still had a decent front 7. They had some decent front 7 players. And Cordero got a good fantasy performance out of that. So I think Cordero's another guy I'm liking. And honestly, I can wait on wide receiver because there's a stack of them later. I think Cordero's just the guy I'm going with. It's just a guy I love. He's just stuck out to me. And yeah, I'll just put him out there. Yeah.
Oof. All right. No, again, from me, I mean, this is exactly the segment that you want a guy like that in because he can score your 4, he can score your 24. And fuck me, if you get the 24, booyah. I'm going to take a bit of a risk. And I'm probably leaving Taylor someone kind of a little juicy for running back then. But I just can't get my head past Pollard versus the Bengals.
I was debating that too.
I mean, I know it don't make a heap of sense because I've kind of been a bit of a Zeke defender, but all of a sudden the world's different in Dallas now. He really struggled in any time where Dak's not there. And I know that they're already missing Smith, and they're going to eventually get Peters up into some of that work, which isn't happening yet because the guy's 40 years old and hasn't played anything. Yeah. And it smells to me like this is going to be Cooper Rush shitting himself to throw a ball in a trailing game, and the closest thing he's going to have is Tony Pollard.
Yeah. Honestly, I was seeing that too. I just don't believe in Zeke, and sooner or later, Zeke is going to get moved on. I just feel that way.
I don't think it's his fault. I think it's just he got paid a lot of money and now the circumstances around him are kind of shit.
The only thing that'll stop a full takeover is Pollard is possibly the worst pass blocker in pass protection I've ever seen.
He's up there with me.
It's just a complete turnstile. So that Zeke may be just getting completely usurped in terms of the actual running back work, but he's going to be on the field more than you want to.
Do you reckon he'll be like a fullback? He'll just be like Patrick Ricard. He's just there to just cut guys' legs out.
Yeah, they'll just use him as like a fullback or something. I don't know why. He's just so bad. But again, Pollard, they probably are going to have to use Pollard and Zeke together. They're probably going to use Pollard in the slot a bit because they just have no one else. It is absurd, and I actually don't mind it because I think there's going to be a lot of dump offs from Cooper Rush. So, because he's not going to be able to throw the ball very far. So, yeah, I've got absolutely no issue with it. It's weird because I've got 3 that I really liked, and all 3 have got to be running back. So
yeah, I'm leaving you a bunch of juicy stuff by taking a big risk. As I imagined, he probably wasn't on your list.
Yeah, it's a funny one because I mean, I can talk about my three now because you guys have got them, so I'm not giving them any away. Obviously, I had Gibson, per Dr. Good Call. Kareem Hunt up against the Jets. Jets are last against running back in 2021. Their D line's a little bit better than last year, but still below average per PFF. And Darrell Henderson up against the Falcons, who were 24th. Running back, he looks like the clear guy. Like Cam Akers is completely left for dead. It's just like Henderson got like 85% of snaps or something last week. And I don't really see that changing. So Falcons rated dead last for defensive line per PFF this year too. So even though we didn't see much out of Kamara, he had the rib injury against him, and we saw Taysom Hill fucking tear him up for 84 yards. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I'll take Carson Wentz at quarterback because that's who I definitely had on the list. I think he's got an awesome matchup against the Lions. So I'm probably going to stay away from Gibson. It's definitely
Stack that bitch up, Tay.
Nah, I don't like stacking running back quarterback. It's just a bit shit. I want to try and beat the shit out of you guys in this segment. So I don't.
That's my strategy.
I mean, Gibson had some catches, so technically he could actually catch one from Wentz. But
well, who else is going to throw it to him?
Kareem Hunt's a frustrating one in a way because obviously I traded him away in Astro, and then pretty much every league I had him in, I didn't play him. I had an option I liked better. So
isn't that annoying?
I know it is annoying. Like I just looked at him, even though I have ranked him higher than what ADP was, there was just other wide receivers and stuff like that I just liked better. But for that reason, I'm going to take him. I'm going to take Kareem Hunt. His utilization was awesome last week. I know it's obviously still less than Chubb, but against that Jets team, he's not going to need much to absolutely dominate. And it's funny too because they were actually in front a lot in that game against the Panthers, but he still got a bit of work in the passing game. So it wasn't just like he had a good game script and that's why he dominated. He actually had a game script that probably worked against him, because he's normally the pass catcher. So the fact that we're in front bodes well for this week because they'll probably be in front again.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is a split backfield.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's so much volume, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and they have Jacoby Brissett passing, so they're going to run a lot.
I've got a 2-quarterback league where I accidentally waited a teeny bit long, and my quarterbacks are Tua and Jacoby Brissett. So I do have Sean Watson, but man, it's going to be a long, long time waiting for him to come back.
Yeah.
I'll just say the only thing that's turning me slightly off Henderson, and he's the only reason I didn't sort of go after him in some of the waivers where I have Fab, he just has never really done it with the job, like with the main job. Like last year you saw it, like with Ken Akers tearing his Achilles and going down. He just never really made it his own. Like I thought he looked all right last week, but he also didn't have great numbers in fantasy either. I could see that happening a lot, like where he looks better than his stats sort of come out at the end of the day. Like he's just going to go like 12 for 59 every week, and he's just got to hope he gets a touchdown.
I mean, in football terms, 12 for 59 is fine because you're getting the yards per carry, but we're not playing football.
No, we're not.
100%. Gosh, so this comes back to me now, and I get my pick of tight ends. There's only one left on my list, and I only had Taysom Hill on there as well, and I'm taking OJ Howard.
Two targets, 2 catches.
Yeah, clearly the guy's got Mike Evans fever, where he was doing that last year when he had only one hamstring, well, half a hamstring, and they were just trotting him out there situationally. But situationally is red zone. This is the Taysom Hill theory too of if the ball's going to get near this guy in a scoring opportunity, it's going to do it against so Denver, I don't think are going to give you a whole heap. Man, you're going to come out jumbo and get someone like Denver on the goal line. So I just think there's enough there to go, well, is that a fluke? Yeah, maybe there's something to it. And I'm just going to throw my dart at OJ Howard.
Didn't they have like 3 different tight ends? It was like Pharaoh Brown and Brevin Jordan or something as well.
Yeah, they're coming out in big sets because, I mean, they've only got one wide receiver.
Yeah, true.
So that's it. And that's my team all wrapped up. And, man, John, you get the...
Let's just get us... The only other person I had on my list tight end was Hayden Hurst. That was more of a play if Higgins was looking like he was out. because he had a lot of targets after Higgins went out. So he was actually
the
pretty
only
good.
person in the world who likes Hayden Hurst.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Hayden Hurst truther.
Even his own parents don't like him that much, but Taylor loves him.
Because my youngest son's a Ranger, so I've got to go for the Rangers.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Stick together. All that Anglo blood. Man, not an orange hair on your head, mate. What are you going to finish
all
with?
black. All black here.
Not going to be weird if you did.
Yeah. I mean, I can dye it. You
It'd
never
make
know.
red
It's
a hard
unreal.
color.
Go
for
with
you,
your
I think, is the
jersey.
problem. Yeah, no, it'd make it hard. It's like Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
He's too orange to wear red. You could never do it.
Yeah. So the wide receivers have been taken. Who did you take again, Matty C? Because I remember Amon Ra.
I took Julio.
Oh yeah, that's right. You took Julio.
Julio.
Yes, and Studio. Look at that. This is old people jokes, man. Just like, who is Phil Collins?
Yeah, who the hell is that?
He basically did the music for like every Disney movie ever.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
That's true. Honestly,
In the Air at Night with the big drums. You haven't seen that one? Nah, kids. What do they know about music?
All right, you've left me with 3 guys I absolutely love. I could talk about all of them because I'm allowed to, because Taylor.
Any of them the person Taylor talked about in Dr. Good Call?
No. All right.
Okay.
Brandon Cooks, my boy from last week, absolutely
Man,
dominated.
just is going to take his same team from last week. I've seen this
Am I?
movie.
Or
Let's
am
run
I?
it back.
Wait up.
Mate, I've seen
then-
this movie.
And then on the flip side, there's my other boy, my side boy.
Yeah.
There you go. Gabe Davis. He's actually my main boy. We didn't have to go there. But yeah.
Technically, Gabe Davis didn't
Don't
do
tell
it
Brandon.
because he was top 8. He was 18th on the list.
Yeah, that's true. So Gabe Davis does not count ineligible, but Michael Thomas is there. So it's definitely 50-50. You guys left me up.
So
Now,
Thomas
I've
wouldn't be in
two-
there this week, but maybe Gabe Davis would be outside the 20 this week. Have we all?
Well,
I mean,
I just thought for the first 4 weeks we're basing it off preseason ADP,
Yeah.
and then there's a big enough
Yeah.
sample after that.
I don't think there's any way anyone would allow Michael Thomas this week, though. You can have that list all you like, but do you think there's anyone who's got a decision to make about Michael Thomas now? Like that's kind of
yeah, okay,
the
yeah.
idea is.
Let's not go there. Yeah, this is tough. I'm honestly, very torn about this entire list. Honestly,
Look for
It-
someone deep, man,
yeah,
Jock. Go
I'm
past
looking
20.
deep. I'm going this. I'm looking the 70s.
I'm gonna go for Juju.
Oh yeah.
If you want me to go, I'll go to 100.
Sounds like a Zay Jones sighting.
Yeah, could be.
He's
Could
down
be.
in the Zay Joneses. I think I saw Zay Jones
Oh.
ranked 91 on a website earlier today too.
Honestly, I'm gonna go deep. The amount of times I said honestly,
OBJ.
yeah, OBJ, he'll come back halfway.
Surprise
through the
comeback.
season, and then and then I got inside sources. OBJ's coming back this week and he's dropping 100 yards. There you go.
Certainly, he won't be against any defense whatsoever, so he'll have full reign.
Oh, he's killing it.
100%. Honestly, I'm going with Christian Kirk. Very deep. I just think he's a great play now.
Ooh,
Matty's
he's in those
boy.
late 30s.
Yeah, he's on the Western rankings, so I obviously want him to go well. There's no conflict of interest whatsoever between me cheering for someone on my own team. So he's going to be, he's a Jaguar too. I really love Trevor. Trevor's a good guy. I think they had a good connection going. And honestly, I think Christian Kirk, what a touchdown's coming this week. I'm feeling it.
And look,
I'm
he was
feeling-
part of the week 1 winning Taylor team last week, so
Yeah.
got to jump on that.
And honestly, the Colts' defense is worse in the defensive backfield than in the defensive line. So there might be more of a passing attack. So I'm honestly leaning towards Christian Kirk. And I can say the word honestly all I want because that's the only word I can say right now. But yeah, Christian Kirk, he's my boy.
He's
So,
in.
Yeah.
You know, he's actually going to change our lineup once we get off here and throw Kirk in the starting lineup. I reckon there's a huge chance after
How could you
Taylor
not?
smeared the good name of Travis Etienne earlier. I think he's
Yeah.
feeding
And I've
Manjot
just
the
picked up-
Kool-Aid.
Oh, forgot. We buried the results on my AIDS call last week. Michael Carter outscored Brees Hall.
Wow.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
actually, give the guy a round of applause.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
easy. Man, Brees Hall looks like a bust right now after that game.
It was a tough one. I reckon he'll be all right by like second half of the year. It's just a tough spot for him, and he's clearly the second guy in that running back situation. And if they're down in games, I just think it's going to be all Michael Carter because he's the far better pass catcher.
Even at their strength, they're a shit team with a backup quarterback now. So, yeah.
And their starters out tuning Cougars.
Which, it's fair enough. I mean, I'm 40, so that's what I would be doing.
Yeah.
All right, that is a heck of a segment. We'll recap all of these guys and get them up on the website. We'll see who's got the better team. We'll get it all scored as well. We've got a lot of stuff to post through the social media this week when it comes to the public defense. I don't know what the public are going to think of that because they hate A-Rod, but gee, Manjot, he came to play. Dr. Good Call had such a good week last week. I don't know how people won't rally behind Dr. Good Call's calls this week. Even fucking I did. So there you go. And the pastry performance, it's going to be great to see the entire pastry team of the week up on the Pastry Press NFL. Can you believe we've gotten through our week 2 show? Just like that.
Unbelievable.
Just like that.
These shows getting quicker. Yeah.
I like that. I like the feel of it. All the segments are each segment's got its own fun, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yep. We've built some good segments, good characters. Yeah. Dr. Good Call versus the public defender next week in a medical malpractice lawsuit. We need that crossover episode soon. Yeah.
I'm starting to think maybe I'm not part of the prosecution and I have to judge you guys. I don't know how this works because, I mean, firstly,
think someone's got to be
as
the
a
judge.
dual prosecution, Taylor and I are shit. We're clearly shit.
I think just one of you has to be the judge. That's the way it works. And whoever's more convincing wins. That's just the way, I reckon. Leave your personal biases out of it and just whoever has the more convincing argument wins. I think that's the way to go.
All right. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'll have to don the curly white wig, get out the gavel.
Yeah.
Congratulations on making it to the end of the second week, guys. Congrats again for Tay. He got the big win in the Astro League. He got an even bigger win at start of the week. Manjot managed to get Joe Burrow off last week with the summary
disposal.
I need to write that down. And then he immediately went and pretty much pillaged the whole village. So thanks for that.
Chuck him in a paddy wagon. That guy's a menace.
He's going home in the back of the
society. Yeah.
And Dr. Goodcall had a cracking week. In fact, he even correctly diagnosed the AIDS. So well done, mate. Yep. Hopefully we can all repeat these, except for maybe Manjot and I can get a win this week. We're playing Timmy and the Canberra Crusaders team. This is another reason why Crusaders is a great name for me to take in the starts of the week, because that way Taylor has to cheer for me as a Canterbury Crusaders fan in the world of rugby union, but also he's probably cheering for the Crusaders to beat us as well, Manjot, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, it's a positive. I like the positivity on the podcast. So I like you know, Manjot had a tough first week. I reckon he'll make a comeback.
Oh, shoot. Taylor,
I think the entire show, because even you were like going down, Maddie. I think everyone's just dying right now in front of me. I'm going to be the only one left.
Guys, I can't believe we've done it. We're at the end of the show.
Yeah.
We'll catch you all next week, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Beauty. Hooroo.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
I got no notes, but I got the memory, so.
Every time I believe them a little bit this year, they've just kicked me right in the testes.
Manjot, myth, legend.
All right, you guys throw me into the fire straight away, but that's why I'm here.
Taylor talk time.
Antonio Brown's out there hanging out with Kanye West. If that's not an insane asylum handing the keys to the inmates, I don't know what is.
Maddie C.
This thesaurus is both terrible and terrible.
I've got nothing else.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.